Hey everyone, it is Chad here from GadgetGuruHD.com, and in this video I'll be showing what I don't like or what could be improved on about the Nexus 5. However, before we do get started, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of the phone, and I realized that LG and Google had to limit themselves to the extremely low cost of this device. Now, the first thing that I didn't like about the Nexus 5 is the construction of the power button and also the volume rockers. Because most of the phone is made of a nice matte material, the plasticky volume rockers really hurt the overall feel and image of the device when it's in the hand. I've also noticed that the volume rockers on the Nexus 5 are very shaky and move around quite a bit. In fact, I'm a little worried about the long-term durability of the buttons on the Nexus 5 due to the cheap construction. This paired with the fact that if you do drop it, then I'm really am a bit worried about how this will fare in the long run. Just to compare the button shakiness to the Note 3, you can see the rockers on the Note are actually stationary and don't move at all. Don't get me wrong though, the Nexus 5 definitely looks and feels much better in the hand than the Note 3, but the volume rockers are a different story. Now, my second issue has to do with the button placement. I feel that the power button should have been lowered a little bit because it does make powering up the phone with one hand a bit tougher. Now, this may differ between person to person, but that's just my own personal thoughts. Also, the SIM card slot is extremely close to the power button, which is just one of those small things that really bugs me. I've had several people think that the SIM card slot was actually a power button, or maybe even a volume rocker, so it can be a bit confusing for the average consumers out there. And it is a bit too bad because the rest of the Nexus 5 really does look and feel absolutely flawless. Something I have noticed is that the Nexus 5 can get pretty darn hot. Now, when I first activated the phone and started installing all my applications, it was really starting to cook. I haven't noticed any issues with heating with everyday usage, but I have noticed that during my gaming tests, it can get to be a bit hot during intense gaming, or just using other graphic intensive applications. While I really love the look and feel of the Nexus 5, I'm just not a huge fan of the landscape Nexus logo. But honestly, I think it looks a bit dumb. Now, I know I felt the same way with the Nexus 7, but why would a smartphone ever have a logo in landscape mode? I understand the Nexus 7 was like that, but it was a tablet, not a phone. The only time I ever put the Nexus 5 in landscape was when I was playing Dead Trigger 2 or some other application that requires me to be in it. Again, just doesn't make much sense to me. But if you guys feel differently, please do let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to have a civil conversation with any of you. And like I mentioned earlier, this video wasn't ever made to knock the Nexus 5. If anything, it was to highlight some of the things that could have been improved, and really just to make you all aware of some things that you might not like about the Nexus 5. And honestly, once it's all said and done, the Nexus 5 will probably be my daily driver due to the stock Android experience and overall just great looks and overall functionality of the device. Now, hopefully you all found this video helpful, and if it was, please do leave this video a thumbs up and let me know your feedback in the comment section. For those interested in checking out more of the content we have on the channel, please do subscribe and check the description for some of our latest Nexus 5 videos. Anyway, this has been Chad from GadgetGuruHD.com, and we'll see all of you in the next video.